In this video, we're going to talk about the difference between an intranet, an extranet, and the internet. And these are nothing more than different network zones that have different levels of security. And we're going to talk about them in this section because when you're setting up a business network, you need to understand what portions of the network are within the internet, what portions should be within the extranet, and specifically knowing which portions people from the internet should have access to and which portions they shouldn't have access to. So when you're designing a network and putting security measures in place, you understand what type of security measures to put in place and how many. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this diagram. So the internet, we all know what that is. The biggest takeaway with this diagram is that every single user out there on the internet is an untrusted user from the perspective of IT security. We don't know who those users are, so any user on the internet trying to get access to our network should be untrusted. We should not trust any data coming from the internet into our network. Now the extranet, this should look familiar because this is a special type of a DMZ, but it's not a DMZ like we talked about earlier in the course. This type of a DMZ is designed for business partners. And let me go ahead and write in business partners because this is really important. So business partners would access our extranet to do business with us. So let's say that we're a company and we have a lot of third-party vendors that work with us. We have vendors and suppliers, and they need to access a business portal to order supplies from us, to do business with us, and so forth. What we can do is set up an extranet in our DMZ that only our business partners have access to. We can lock down the web server. We can put a login page with two-factor authentication where somebody has to know a username and a password and maybe a PIN or something else. And that allows it to be secure. So an extranet is nothing more than a DMZ that's designed specifically for our business partners. And this is an example of using a web server to set up a business partner web portal for our business partners to log in and to do business with us. So we're going to allow in traffic from the internet into our extranet and back out, but we aren't going to be allowing traffic into our intranet. So our intranet is our internal private network. This is going to be our protected LAN for our business. And this is important because with our protected local area network for our business, in other words, our intranet, traffic from the internet isn't going to be allowed in. Same thing with traffic from our extranet. It can go out and it can go this way and it can come in like so, but it cannot get into our protected LAN, our intranet. Now our intranet is nothing more than our business's private internal network. So let's assume that our business is going to be in a single building. And let's say that we're a decent sized business. We have multiple different departments and we're on a couple of different floors and everybody works in the building. Nobody works from home. So let's say that our marketing department is on the second floor and our HR department is on the first floor. Well, everything that we do internally is going to be done on our intranet. So our HR work, all of our HR files, our marketing work, all of our marketing files, it's all going to be on our intranet. However, here's the thing. Let's say that our marketing folks need to get access to the web server on the extranet. Well, they can go ahead and they can get access to this to make changes to it, to update it, and so forth. But people from the extranet cannot get access into our intranet. So that's how all this works. And I wanted to make sure that we talked about these different network zones so you understood the different levels of trust and the different types of activities that occur on an intranet versus an extranet versus a basic DMZ where we have just a public website or a public file server for people to download software, and also understanding that any traffic from the internet is untrusted. So that's going to conclude this lecture. If you